All right, good everybody. This is Emar Pursuit, the Sports Inquirer, and we're happy to be joined by University of Georgia women's tennis head coach Jeff Wallace as the Bulldogs continue their advancement in the NCAA tournament. Thank you for joining us, Coach Wallace. Uh, we'll start with the Wake Forest match that you won in the round of 32. The team was able to win 4-1. Just overall impressions of the team's performance to continue on their NCAA journey.
Well, thanks for having me, Marcel. And I'll tell you what, it was a great match. I mean, Wake Forest has got a great team, and it seems like they always get drawn to come to Athens. So I think it's been like 4 of the last 7 NCAAs. We seem to meet them in that round of 32. But, this year they came in and they were well prepared and well coached. And I thought that they played an excellent match against us. The doubles ended up being big. We got the doubles point in that 1-0 lead. And then we ended up winning, a couple pretty quick matches. But then things got super interesting. And it got really close, and it turned into a really good battle, which I was fine with. As a coach, you want to be challenged, you want to feel some pressure, you want to this is the NCAA championship, so every match should just be a grind, and you should be completely battle tested and put everything you've learned all through the regular season to work. And it took that to get through that match. So I was excited that we were able to play at home. I think for me, the highlight of the match was it was just a beautiful day in Athens, and we were able to showcase our new tennis facility with a really large crowd, probably the best crowd that we had all year.
Yeah, and before we get to the matches, you just mentioned that you were able to play in front of crowds. This year has been very unique with the crowd availability and things like that. What did it mean to be able to have some fans in attendance and to support your team?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. College tennis is just such a great event when there's a crowd involved. And no coach, whether you're on the road or whether you're at home, has a care about the crowd being there and rooting and cheering and all that, because this is what we do, and we love it when people come and support. I've played a lot of road matches where it's been a really great crowd rooting against us. You'd rather have that than the stands empty. And now the NCAA has allowed 50% capacity. And fortunately for us, we got a huge stadium. We can almost hold, throughout the whole entire facility, 5,000 people. So, we've got, the room for a lot of people to come in. But we had a great crowd, and they were energized and excited and see some great tennis by both teams.
For sure. And Morgan and Elena, and Morgan was named All SEC. They were able to win as a doubles team. They're 20-3 on the year. What about that pairing that's led them to so much success as a group, Morgan and Elena?
Yeah, they have. They've really, gotten better through the year with each match. I think that that's what you want from your team. You want to see your team grow and get better as the season goes on. But yeah, their record's outstanding. I was kind of shocked they didn't make the NCAA doubles tournament with the wins that they have. But I think for them, they just play an attacking style. They're all around the net. They get in and they just put a lot of pressure on you. And the thing I really like about them is even when they get down, they're never out because they're really good competitors, and they just stay together and keep fighting. And there's been a lot of matches because it's we play doubles. We play the 6-game no ad set, and it could go really quick. I mean, it's not a lot of points. And so you get down a break. I mean, it can be tough. But these guys are always fighting and looking for ways and staying out there and seeing to play their best tennis at the end of matches. So it's been a lot of fun working with them and watching them play.
Yeah, and then Leah Ma and Meg Kowalski, that doubles team won the other match for you. Both of them all conference. Ma was named newcomer of the year in the conference. What about that pairing and them individually just being successful for you?
Yeah, obviously they both have great years at the doubles court and on the singles courts. And Leah, newcomer of the year, was well deserved. She's had an excellent year on the number 2 court. And Meg, who has played 6 for us in 19, when our team that got to the finals in the NCAA has jumped up to 3 and has had a really fantastic year at number 3 and has won a ton of matches. And she's just a gritty fighter. That's just going to, grind and compete and lay it all out there for the Dogs. Leah's a little more laid back and just really smooth player. And, people really like watching her play. She's just got incredible hand-eye coordination and her strokes and the way she hits the ball. It's she's a lot of fun to watch. And together they make a great doubles team. Leah's a little taller, Meg's a little shorter. Meg's the one that comes in and loves the net. Leah sets her up with incredible ground strokes. Leah's got the big serve. I mean, it's, they're a unique doubles team, and they're kind of hard to play because of what they uniquely bring to each match.
Yeah, and Leah and Morgan won their individual matches in singles. Marta Gonzalez, she was able to get a point for you as well. She's 12-1 in the year. What about her placement? She won in the 5th spot, and she's been able to produce some solid results for you as well.
Well, she's a heck of a player. I mean, in 19, she was on the number 2 court and winning a ton of matches there. And, now she's a 5th-year senior and she's on our number 5 court. And, she plays the super consistent game, long rallies, runs, and can just play forever. And so a lot of her matches don't get completed because it seems like we clinch on other courts, people that play a little bit quicker. But, you can count on Marta for just having a fighter's attitude and just loving the competition, and she's going to take it right down to the very end. So she's kind of a fan favorite. She has a crowd of people that come out and they bring signs and pictures of her and cheer on. It's almost like you're at a soccer match when she's out there playing. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have to mention also Katarina Jokic, who's the SEC Player of the Year. Her match was unable to be finished against Wake Forest, but obviously Player of the Year for the conference. She's been a big contributor for you as well, and is, I think, ranked top 5 nationally as we're recording this show.
Yeah, I mean, well-deserved SEC Player of the Year honor. She's had another phenomenal year. This is her 4th incredible year as a Bulldog. She was ranked 1 part of this year. She's been ranked number 1 in the country. She was College Tennis Player of the Year in 19. I mean, she's had obviously a lot of accolades, well-deserved, and has been a big part of what we've been able to accomplish.
Yeah, this season so far, really didn't get a full fall, obviously with the pandemic and just a change in the schedule. You had that early loss to North Carolina, but you've won your last 21 matches, including the SEC team title. What has been the development of the team through the year? Was it just the fact that obviously your fall was not as what it normally would be, and it took a little bit of time for the team to get together, but you're on a really good run right now? What's been the reasoning for that?
Well, I really feel like that the fall, the SEC actually allowed us to play 3 events, and a lot of conferences didn't get to play any events. And so just having those 3 weekends of matches for all of our players, I thought was really helpful. And, practice is great, but when you keep practicing with your team and over and over and over, you just want to compete against somebody else. And so it was really nice for us to have the ability to go out there and get some, time in. And then, of course, I think after going through the year that they all went through, they were just excited to be back together and back competing and back practicing. And, obviously, our heart really gets beaten during the dual match season. And that's what all this training and all this work, that's what it's all about. And so once January hit, we were able to start, competing together as a team. I think that they've just been really super excited and appreciative of all the opportunities and just the fact that we're actually able to play, because when it's kind of all taken away and we're all spread out throughout the world and we're just trying to figure out what's going to happen, tomorrow, let alone next week, let alone next month. And then all of a sudden now we're back and we're doing our thing, what we all love to do. I think it's been really special.
Yeah, and what about you individually? But we were talking before we recorded the interview, your path to Athens, very unique. You're originally from Portland, Oregon. First of all, how did you go from Portland, Oregon to Athens, Georgia, especially in the 1980s? I mean, that's a really long journey for an athlete. And what led you to become the head coach right after playing collegiately, and obviously now in your 36th year with the program?
Yeah, well, so I actually played at the University of Utah for 2 years, and we played in the NCAAs in Athens, and I kind of fell in love with Athens and the tournament and everything that was going on here, and ended up working with my coach and talking to their coach, and so I ended up transferring and sat out a year, and then played 2 years here at the University of Georgia, and trying to figure out what's going to happen right after college. That was 1984. I was finishing my degree in 85, working as a student assistant for the men's program. And 1985 was their first national championship. And that was obviously a great team and a lot of fun as I was finishing my degree, just helping them in any way I could. And the women's coaching job opened up. And so I thought, it'd be kind of cool to build a successful program on the women's side, like the men have. And so I was fortunate enough. I was probably the youngest coach in the country at the time. I got the job, and it's you blink and 36 years go by, and now you're the oldest coach in the country probably. So it's been a lot of fun.
No, and you have had a Hall of Fame career, a lot of records set. But what's really the change in the sport from when you started to now? Is it the scholarship availability, the funding? You mentioned the new facility. Is it the exposure to the program? What have been some of the differences just from when you started in the mid 80s to now, 2021?
Yeah, I think all those things really. I mean, we did have 8 scholarships back in 1986. So I mean, the scholarships really haven't changed for us on that end, but certainly the budgets have, the recruiting budgets, the travel budgets, things of that nature. Our facilities have grown and gotten so much better. The way we travel, I used to get everybody in a 15-passenger van and stay at a Motel 6. I mean, now we take Rockstar sleeper buses and private jets sometimes, and it's just it's a whole lot different. But we have football to thank for that. I mean, on our campus, Kirby Smart's done such a great job with our football team, and we're always in the hunt and in the talk. And we got this incredible football stadium that holds 95,000 people, and we're looking forward to this next fall where we can fill that thing back up again. So yeah, we've got a great athletic department. Josh Brooks, our new athletic director, has just done an outstanding job, and I think the future for all of our sports programs here at Georgia is really bright.
Yeah, and we'll wrap up with your contest against Virginia in the round of 16. I don't think you saw them. Did you cross paths with them during the fall? Because I know you said you did some tournaments. Yeah, I was going to say it's been a lot of SEC play, but what have you seen from them, and how do you prepare for that? Just for listeners or watchers who are not familiar with the format. I mean, all of you are down there at the round of 16. Do you watch the other matches? Do you kind of stay focused on your round 16 contest? How do you handle that balance?
Yeah, so basically we'll get down there. We leave tomorrow, and then we'll have 2 practice days, and then we'll get to play our match. And we're actually the first match off. Okay, so we play the very first match in the round of 16. So there won't be a lot of watching other teams or anything like that. We'll just go about our business, and I think that's pretty much what everybody does. I think that most of the coaches would tell you at this stage, when you get to the Sweet 16 of a NCAA event, that you've got 16 teams here that are all capable. Every single one of them can have a day. And it's just, it's not the NBA playoffs. It's not, the NHL or Major League. It's not 4 out of 7 or 3 out of 5. It's one match. And we all know anything can happen in one match. So you just got to prepare the best you can prepare, put everything you've learned all season together, and go out and be yourself. We call it doing it the Georgia way. And that encompasses a lot of things, but we just want to, go out there and enjoy the moment and stay in the moment and relax, have fun, and fight. And that's what our team's done a really good job of all year. And knowing that every time we go out there from this point forward, anybody's capable of winning on any court. And so it should be a really epic championships all the way around.
Well, Coach Wallace, thank you for your time, and much luck to you as you head down to Orlando, Florida, preparing to continue in the NCAA tournament.
Thank you so much, Marcel. Appreciate you having me.